I'm a private investigator. I've got this envelope that says Super Mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there won't be anything, it'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Dolton, Illinois has become the unlikely setting for a political drama that just keeps getting messier by the day. The town is currently embroiled in a power struggle that seems more fit for a Hollywood script than a suburban village of around 20,000 residents. And to the center of all this chaos is none other than Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who has found herself facing accusations from just about every angle: mismanagement, legal battles, even a hostile showdown with her own board of trustees. And guess what? The drama doesn't stop there.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
So what's really going on in Dolton? Why are people comparing the village's current political climate to a reality TV show? And most importantly, why does it seem like nobody in charge can agree on anything? So let's dive into the latest developments, where it's no longer just about governance, but a full-blown battle for control of the village. So the most recent flashpoint in this political soap opera came down to something as basic as where to hold a village board meeting. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, not in Dolton. Picture this. Mayor Henyard decides that Village Hall is where the next meeting will take place. Sounds reasonable. Village Hall is, after all, the traditional site for such things. So, but wait, across town, another meeting is happening simultaneously at Dolton's Field House. It's hosted by the village trustees, who aren't on great terms with the mayor. The drama. So the meetings were held at the exact same time, with the trustees seemingly refusing to show up at the village hall. Confused yet. So were the residents.
Called our security firm, we made sure they had wands, and we also told our board to come upstairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit out of the building.
Imagine being one of the residents caught in the middle of all this. You've got the mayor in one building, the trustees in another, and neither side is even willing to sit in the same room to discuss village matters. People are literally showing up to two different venues, unsure of where the real meeting is taking place. Talk about chaos. To make matters worse, there wasn't even a quorum at the mayor's meeting. Translation, nothing official could be done. This isn't just disjunction, this is a full-on breakdown of village government.
Next thing is my vetoes. So I got several vetoes here that the board has.
And that's where things get interesting. According to sources who were present, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Mayor Henyard reportedly made a surprise appearance at the trustees' meeting at the field house, but instead of being met with any semblance of respect, she walked straight into a wall of boos and cheers. That's right, the crowd wasn't exactly thrilled to see her. Now, if you're imagining an episode of a reality TV show where the villain walks into a hostile environment, you're pretty much spot on. Henyard faced an audience that had no problem voicing their frustrations, and let's just say the vibe was anything but peaceful. She got heckled, insulted, and basically run out of the meeting before anything productive could be discussed. Not exactly a great look for a sitting mayor.
2 agendas, 2 meetings in different locations. It was a little confusing for some residents, but the meeting here at Village Hall canceled after a few minutes because they didn't have a quorum.
It's not just the meetings that are causing all this turmoil. The real heat comes from the Attorney General's ruling that played a significant role in why the trustees opted to meet at the field house instead of Village Hall in the first place. So you see, there's been an ongoing debate about whether the public can even access Village Hall freely. Allegedly, Mayor Henyard has ramped up security at Village Hall to such an extreme that it's become next to impossible for the public to attend these meetings. Think about it, if you need to go through airport-level security just to attend a local village board meeting, you might start questioning whether transparency is a priority here. The trustees certainly didn't think so, which is why they chose the field house as a more accessible alternative. They argued that the excessive security measures at Village Hall were nothing more than an attempt by Henyard to tighten her grip on power, controlling who gets in and who doesn't. For the trustees, moving the meeting to the field house was about ensuring that residents actually had a chance to participate in the democratic process without feeling like they were being screened by the Secret Service.
Village board meetings, one held at Village Hall, one held at a park district, and now there's a lawsuit, and I talked to the attorneys for both sides.
But here's where things get even murkier. Sources say that the increased security at Village Hall isn't just about safety, it's also about control. So there are reports that Henyard has been selectively allowing access, allegedly only letting in supporters while keeping out those who might criticize her administration. Some residents, this reinforces the idea that Henyard is more concerned with image management than with genuine transparency. And it's not just the residents who are concerned. Even the trustees have hinted that Henyard's tight security might be a way to insulate herself from criticism and dodge accountability.
Of court, the judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
Of course, Henyard didn't take this lying down. She since filed a lawsuit against the trustees and other officials, demanding that Village Hall be recognized as the official and only venue for board meetings. In the lawsuit, she claims that the trustees are deliberately defying transparency laws by holding meetings elsewhere. So according to Henyard, she's the one being wronged here, and the lawsuit is her way of pushing back against what she sees as an attempt to undermine her authority. If you're thinking this sounds like a massive power struggle, well, you're not wrong. The legal fight is just one piece of a much larger battle over who gets to control the future of Dolton.
This administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
And it's not just about where the meetings are held. These legal battles are paralyzing village operations. Services are getting delayed, budgets aren't getting approved, and it seems like nobody in leadership can agree on even the most basic of decisions. So residents are starting to notice that village affairs are falling apart. One particularly glaring issue is the fact that while Dolton is running a deficit, Thornton Township, where Henyard also holds a leadership position, is in much better financial shape. Thornton Township has a surplus, while Dolton is, by all accounts, drowning in debt. See, that's not a great comparison for Henyard's leadership, especially when residents are paying attendance of resources to high school supplies are being managed or mismanaged.
Mayor took steps to correct those things that the Attorney General required. And so we believe that for that reason, the meeting was supposed to have been here.
Speaking of financial problems, let's not forget that Mayor Henyard is facing some serious accusations of corruption. So in fact, the judge had to step in recently, issuing a restraining order that blocked Henyard from appointing a new police chief, a village attorney, and a new administrator. So why? Because she tried to make those appointments without getting the necessary approval from the board. That's right, the mayor of Dolton was essentially trying to fill key positions without running it by anyone. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
That's clickbait, huh? All right. I guess anything else? I get sued all the time. Y'all, stop it.
For months, there have been rumors swirling about Henyard's financial dealings. Allegations of misusing village funds have been rampant, with whispers that she's been awarding contracts to her inner circle. Henyard's boyfriend even got involved, reportedly giving testimony that painted a pretty grim picture of her actions. According to him, Henyard has allegedly diverted village funds for personal expenses, accepting bribes, and using her position to enrich herself at the expense of Dolton's taxpayers. Now, whether all of this is true remains to be seen, but these allegations have certainly cast a shadow over her already controversial leadership.
Tiffany Henyard in court today over illegal appointments she allegedly made for several positions inside the village, among them.
It's gotten so bad that some residents are openly questioning why Henyard hasn't faced more serious consequences yet. As one particularly frustrated commenter put it online, "Can anyone not tell me why she hasn't been arrested? This is ridiculous." And honestly, they're not alone in asking that question. For all the accusations and the chaos surrounding her, Henyard still sits in office, seemingly unfazed by the mounting legal and political pressures.
Here to appoint my police chief,
But the storm clouds are gathering, and law enforcement is starting to take a much closer look at the situation in Dolton. So there are whispers that this could go beyond just local lawsuits, that federal investigations might be on the horizon. If those rumors turn out to be true, Henyard could be facing a much bigger fight than she anticipated. Sources suggest that the FBI might be involved, and if that's the case, things are about to get even more serious for the embattled mayor. As the legal battles rage on, it's not just the politicians who are speaking out. The residents of Dolton have had enough. They've taken to social media to air their frustrations, calling for Henyard's resignation and demanding accountability from the village legal. The hen wants the township of Thornton money now that she stole all of Dolton village money, reads a note. It's clear that the people of Dolton feel like they're being left in the lurch, and they're losing faith fast.
Also new tonight, Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is suing some village trustees over Monday's meeting.
The media, of course, is having a field day with all of this. Local national outlets have picked up the story, portraying Henyard as a polarizing figure whose leadership has left Dolton in a state of dysfunction. Some reports have even suggested that this political drama could be big enough to land a TV special or documentary. After all, with the sheer amount of corruption allegations, lawsuits, and public meltdowns, who wouldn't tune in for that kind of spectacle? So, and yet, despite all of this, Henyard continues to hold her ground. She's repeatedly claimed that this is nothing more than a smear campaign orchestrated by her enemies. According to her, the trustees are out to get her, and the media is simply lapping it up. Due to her eyes, she's a victim of factional politics, and she's vowed to fight back.
Or the administration can adhere to some financial limits. We're not looking to necessarily...
So where does this all leave Dolton? Well, the future of the village is looking uncertain, to say the least. As court dates approach and the political infighting shows no sign of stopping, Dolton residents are left to wonder whether their village can recover from all of this. So will Henyard be able to weather the storm, or is this the beginning of the end for her career? So one thing's for sure, this political saga is far from over. There's no telling what's going to happen next. But one thing is certain, the drama in Dolton isn't cooling off anytime soon. So with lawsuits, corruption charges, and public outrage all reaching a boiling point, it feels like something big is about to happen. So but what do you think? Can Mayor Henyard manage to hold on to power, or is her downfall inevitable at this point? And how much longer can the residents of Dolton stand by while their village is embroiled in scandal after scandal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to stay tuned for more updates on this wild saga as it continues to unfold.